Hello, welcome, bonjour. Hope you're having a good day. Today we are talking about fitness, and where better to do that than in a gym? Now you might be looking at me thinking you're not in a gym, there's a car there. Yes, you're very correct. Now, I don't like commercial gyms, never have done, probably never will do. The gym, in my personal opinion, is my downtime. That is where I get work done. I have it all to myself. It's, however long you're going to be in the gym for, 45 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours. That is your time to focus on yourself, build yourself as a person. So that's why I've spent sort of around £100 building my gym at home. I'm quite thankful to have a garage that I can use. I know not everybody's in the same situation. However, what I will do in next week's video is show you my outside gym, and we will go and train outside, and you can train anywhere you like, and that gym cost me £50. That was bag and everything. So £50 gym versus £100 gym. It's very common knowledge that if you get up and out of the house, you're going to burn calories. Now, something that is massively misconstrued in my personal opinion is the word diet. The word diet means everything you consume in a day. So absolutely everything that every single person on this planet is on a diet, whether it's a good diet or a bad diet. So when people say I'm going on a diet, that really bothers me, because in my mind, I'm thinking that they're thinking, okay, I need to restrict calories, I need to restrict myself, I need to restrict fun, I need to restrict drinking. No, not at all. Okay, but I digress. That is another topic. Back to fitness. So when we talk about fitness, and when we talk about specifically new people coming into fitness, now I don't think it matters how old you are personally. When you first start a new training regime, it's going to be hard, it's going to be different, it's going to tax the body. Now obviously there are lots of issues with training past a certain age, and if you're pregnant, if you're prenatal, postnatal, if you're over the age of 50, if you've got any special like injuries, or if you've got any special kind of requirements to be able to train, like medical conditions and different things, the high blood pressure. So all of those things obviously need to be spoken about with a doctor or your training professional before you enter a gym. Please, for goodness sake, don't go and hurt yourself. I've hurt myself enough to know that it's not fun. Okay, so moving on to the next point, and that is injury inside of a gym. Okay, gyms are fantastic. However, and now this is why, again, I don't like commercial gyms, because you just get people who ego lift in there all the time, every single day. People just want to go in there, lift as much weight as they physically can, and go home, when that's not necessarily actually going to build the muscle you want to build and get you the physique that you want to get. Primarily, it is, no, you don't get to know. If you want to know, join my team. But building muscle is extremely easy. Everybody thinks it's extremely hard, but it's not. The first year, the first 2 years, what you'll notice is your body composition will change dramatically, because you've never touched a weight before. Your body is very, very confused on what's going on. And you have to think, our bodies are the best machines on the planet. You name me another machine on this planet that, when challenged, will grow automatically, right? If you do bicep curls, yeah, and you can't lift that bar, but you consistently lift that bar every single day, you try your hardest, one day you'll be able to lift that bar, because your body will have enough of going, this is too heavy, this is too heavy, it's going to repair, it's going to build, it's going to grow. And that's what we do physically. Okay, so that's absolutely fantastic. So this is fundamentals. You do not need to spend lots of money on going to a gym. You do not need a fancy gym to achieve your goals. You just need dedication and motivation and willpower. The three things. Now, I completely admit that training in the cold and in the wet is horrible. This is a very open garage. You've seen me come through the front door. It gets cold in here. I mean, ice on the roof cold, like inside, condensation. There's, I get dripped on in here because of how cold it is, especially when I used to train here at 5:30 in the morning. There'll be black ice out on the road. So I'd be in here, 3 or 4 jumpers, balaclava, gloves, 2 or 3 layers of trackies, thermal socks, but I'd still get it done because I have a stupid amount of motivation. I love the gym so much. So I don't have a problem with training at 5:30 in the morning or midnight or 1 in the morning, you know, provided I get that training session in. I don't really care when I train, just provided that I get it in the first place. Okay, so if you have all of those things, if you feel like you're determined, you feel like you're ready, then, you know, obviously there is possibilities for you to outgrow a home gym. There is possibilities. Granted, I'm 3 years in training now, so, and I haven't outgrown a home gym, and I train every single day, and I have trained every single day. So you have to look at that. You want to spend a gym membership. The cheapest gym membership I know of is £20 a month. If you are prepared to spend £20 a month on a gym, invest in a home gym, it will be 3 months. Invest in a backpack gym. It's a 1 month, possibly 2 months of your gym membership, and then it's there, it's done. It's where you can train with your friends, you can train when and where you want. Obviously, this works a lot better if you're in a nice warm country. You just go in your back garden and it's nice and sunny all the time, and you can just train and it's no problem. The other thing as well is motivation when it comes to the gym. I know a lot of people are not very motivated to train at home, which is why having an external place to train is nice, and that's why I train here a lot. I struggle a lot to train at home. If I've got any kind of problems, if I'm the slightest bit depressed, the slightest bit anxious, the slightest bit can't be bothered, like lack of motivation, then I'll find an excuse to not train at home, especially because then I'm not going out and getting my 10,000 steps in. So, but once I'm out walking, I'm like, why not go to the gym? So I walk to the gym. You know, you have to find little things in your own life that are going to sort of push you to do more and help with your motivation, because as much as I can stand here and tell you what to do and how to do it, unless you want to make that change and you want to help yourself, you won't do it. I'm looking to qualify in specific muscle recovery because I have been through so many problems and pains and different things in my life that's really what, as a personal trainer, that's what I want, especially in the future, is muscle recovery and helping people after serious injury. Because I have had so much problems in my life. When I first started training, my first year of training, I did the exact same everybody else did. I ego lift because I wanted to lift big heavy weight, and I ended up hurting myself. What happened was I was with the worst form. I was literally like this, shoulder pressing, and you know, I was trying to shoulder press my body weight, which sounds stupid. I know how stupid it sounds. I was trying to press my body weight, and I felt something go in my lower back, and I had to take a month off, and I had to go and see chiropractic help and get special help for that. And they told me that basically my abs weren't strong enough to support my spine in order to push the weight. So there's that. Of course, I've ego lift. I've hurt myself. I hurt my back because of that, and then I hurt my shoulder because of that. I then had to take time off of the gym. I then had to go and spend loads of money on chiropractors and physiotherapists to get it right again. You know, so I've been there. I've done it. I've had a really bad motorcycle accident that has put me out of the gym for many months, and I then have had to come back really careful, training things in a very specific way due to my injuries. However, still getting back in, still training. So yeah, I'm not qualified in muscle recovery stuff at this moment in time, but it's something I'm looking to qualify for in the future because I've been through it so much and I know a lot, and I will be able to help, but I will not be able to write a tailored program for muscle recovery because it's not my field of expertise. And brutal honesty, always. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys be brutally honest with me. You know, nobody wants to get hurt in life. You know, injuries are a thing. We hurt ourselves, we fall over. You know, as kids, we fall over in the play park. We fall when we're running next to the swimming pool, we fall and face plant. I've done that before. So no, it happens. We fall, we hurt ourselves. It's all about how you get back up again. If you get back up and think, Christ, I can't do that again because you know, I've hurt myself, then, you know, you're already setting yourself up for failure. You know, you've not even allowed yourself to try again. It's like the famous saying goes, if you get knocked back off a horse, you have to get back on that horse again. You have to. So I think for motivation as well, if you get knocked down, if you take a step back, it can be very daunting and very scary to get back to it again, especially again, in a commercial gym, there's a lot of negativity. People are always looking around. People are always judging you. They're looking at you thinking, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing this? Or I'm bigger than you. I'm better than you. And it's not about that. Life is not about being bigger or better than anybody. We are all here. In my personal opinion, we are all equal in society. And what's the point in, being... Yes, if you are bigger and you are faster and you are fitter and you are stronger than someone, cool, fair enough. There's no need to judge someone for it or walk around trying to force your gains on someone else. They don't want to do that. So commercial gyms, in my personal opinion, they're not the best thing. Yes, you get a lot of amenities. Like I know my local gym, you can have spas and swimming pools and stuff. So I know that there's a lot of benefits for going to a commercial gym such as that. But it's all personal preference. At the end of the day, it's all personal preference. If you want to go to a commercial gym, you go to a commercial gym. If you don't want to go to a commercial gym, don't go to a commercial gym. My personal opinion is avoiding commercial gyms because they're just full of ego lifters and people doing things wrong, and it annoys me as a personal trainer when you go into a commercial gym and you see people trying to bicep curl like this, or they're trying to do lateral raises like this. It's just you just want to cry. You want to run over there and help them, but you can't because people find it very intrusive. If you come over, and I've done it once and once alone because I refused to do it again. It's just after I qualified, I went over to someone in a commercial gym and he was literally bicep curling. He was trying to do Arnie's cheat curls. After I spoke to him a little bit, he was trying to do Arnie's cheat curls. Arnie's cheat curls are much like that. You stop at an upright position and then the biceps do the work for you. He was doing this, back and forth, like that. And I went over to him and I was like, excuse me, mate, what are you trying to achieve by doing that? And he goes, I'm doing Arnie's famous bicep curls. And I went, unfortunately, mate, no, you aren't. He goes, yeah, no, I am. He goes, you're just jealous because you can't lift this much weight. And I went, no, let me show you how to do it properly. I don't mean this in a harsh way at all. Please, can I show you how to do it properly? He goes, what, are you a personal trainer? And I was like, no, I am. I'm really not trying to offend you or hurt you in any way. I'm just trying to stop you from hurting yourself. Oh, I've been doing it for years. You don't know what you're talking about. You're young. I was like, okay, that's fine. If you don't want my help, that's fine. I'll go. He goes, oh, no. Show me anyway, so I can see how you do it wrong. I showed him how to do it, and then he tried to do it, and he had to drop the weight by 30 kilos. He was trying to do 50 kilo bicep curls. I was like, what? And so he had to drop the weight by about 30 kilos, and then he was doing it strict. He was doing it, keeping the time under tension. The muscle was like, slow down, control. I was like, do you feel that better in your biceps? And he goes, yes, I do. I was like, point in case. People don't like when you try and help them because they feel like they're doing something wrong, because they feel that what they're doing is right. But actually, you be nice and considerate to someone. You just go up and like, I'm just trying to stop you from hurting yourself. That's all. Doesn't bother me. You want to go and hurt yourself, go and hurt yourself. That's fine. Don't listen to me. But funnily enough, I do know what I'm talking about. So that's commercial gyms. That's my opinion on commercial gyms and home gyms. I'm gonna give you a quick tour of my gym, just so I can show you the basics, because it is really, really basic. And being functionally fit and healthy, I think, is probably generally a bit better than becoming massive. Have you ever seen, right, have you ever seen big bodybuilders be particularly flexible? Yeah, and big men. If you ever look at even if you look at a normal man in the age range of 40 to 60, if you ask him to touch his hands behind his back, I don't reckon he could do it. Now, obviously, I'm talking very broadly across the general population of the globe. I'm not talking about someone's granddad who is, physically Mr. Fit and still going on bike rides and stuff. I understand there are people out there who are still horrifically fit at the ages of 80 or 90, and they're really flexible and they're really, really good. And those people, I love those people. Every time I meet people like that, it fills me with joy, because I'm like, how have you been able to keep up that motivation for this long a period of time? Let me take my dad for a prime example again, with the stretching thing. He really hurt himself at work not long ago, actually, and he twisted his back. He had to have 2 days off of work. He still refused to stretch and help himself, okay? And that's all it was, tight muscles. His muscles got really tight, it got really sore, and I was like, if you stretch them out, it will help. But, however, people, of that age are a lot less flexible because they've been working, and and you have to think as well, the old style of bodybuilding, Arnie's generation, my dad's generation, they don't stretch after a workout. Why would you stretch? You go in, you lift your weight, you go home. You know, they're still on the 1 minute of rest between sets, and it's just bash it out as much as you physically can, and swinging and, you know, forced repetitions and stuff. I'm not saying all of those things are bad, but you know, he's caused a lot of injuries for himself up to this point, and I personally believe that is because of his persistent workout regime. He worked out almost every day for 30 years. He was a firefighter and a carpenter, so he was doing big, heavy operational things day in, day out, has been doing them for the past 50 years. You know, and he's never once stretched particularly. So of course his muscles are going to be so tight, and they're going to be so much more prone to spasm and ripping and hurting himself. You know, over taking 10 minutes out of a day to stretch off, I have to stretch off for 45 minutes to an hour a day. Do you know what I mean? It's horrible. Believe me, I know it's horrible. But if you want to be in good physical performance, it's not just about cardio and weights. It isn't. There's so much more to being physically fit and functionally fit than just getting in the gym, lifting some weight and going for a run. There is, you know, being flexible, being able to have explosive power. You know, there's so much more things than just slowly controlling the weight all the time. There's just so much more there's so much more to functional fitness than that. And I like the bodybuilding aspect of things. However, I also really like the cardio aspect of things. I look at fitness as a functional skill. You know, you want to be able to run around with your own kids when you're a parent. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's a lot of things that people are unable to do because of their physical abilities that are just so problematic. Now, I do believe that a lot of physical abilities are held back with mental handicaps. However, that is a separate video. We're talking about the mind and the body working as a team, rather than at the moment we're just talking about the body as a separate sort of organism. Yeah, we're just talking about the body as sort of a separate unit in sort of the mind at the moment, and there will be another video in future describing explicitly how the mind and the body work together and my opinion on the whole side of mental health. But yeah, in terms of physical fitness, it is really quite simple. You know, hitting the gym regular. It's all about consistency. It is. If you want the dream physique, if you want your dream physique, it is consistency. And it's, you know, it's eating the same meals day in, day out. You know, you have very little change in routine. You get your steps in, you get your workout in, you get your cardio in, you get your food in, you go to bed, and you get your sleep in. Sleep's another massive thing. It's another massive thing that's overlooked by people when you talk about fitness. Sleep is the most important thing to our bodies other than water. Because it's where it does all of its repair work. Overnight, now, Arnie says you do not need more than 6 hours of sleep a night. However, there have been multiple studies now that show you need at least 8 hours of sleep a night. However, what they also recommend is you don't get more than 8 hours of sleep a night. Now, I know everybody's different. I've gone through my periods of sleeping 12, 13 hours a day, believe me. But to be able to hit the consistency all the time, go to bed at the same time every day. If you're a happily married person, then it's easy, I think, because you live with your partner, and if you actually look at your daily lives, I guarantee you there will be a lot more routine than you think they are. And then you just have to change that routine. And I know a lot of people don't like change. However, if you want to change your body, then you have to change your lifestyle. If you want to change your mental and your physical fitness, you have to change your lifestyle. It is as simple as that, unfortunately. Nobody wants to change their lifestyle because, you know, it's a big change. Nobody wants to, you know, have to uproot their entire lives to be able to do one specific thing. But if you want to make good physical change and betterment of yourself, then you do need to do these things, I think. Gym equipment is easy and it is simple. Everything I have in this gym, I have bought for, like I said, a total of £100. Apart from that squat rack, I made myself out of odd bits and bobs from jobs when I was a chippy. So technically that's free. That would be around £70 to build. However, that is also a bench press. So it's bench press, squat rack, pull-up bar. So it's pretty encompassing, I think, actually. I actually broke the pull-up bar yesterday. I had a second pull-up bar in here. It was much nicer. It was an actual bar. That's a bit of wood. And it snapped on me because of how old it is. But it happens. It happens. Right, let's go have a look at the gym. So we have a 10 kilo bar, just a standard. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 kilo weights. And that's it. For big plates, that is it. I don't use anything more than that. I've got 60 kilos in 10 got 60 kilos in 10 kilo plates. And then I've got a bunch of little ones. And when I say a bunch, I mean like little ones. So these are all the... Oh, I tell a lie. I've got those. However, I've never used them. Okay, little white lie. I forgot about my big weights. So I do have 2 22 kilo weights and 2 35 kilo weights. However, I've never used them because my bench press is one of these flimsy ones off of Amazon. And what that means is it's not equal weight. So if you put the weight on one side, the bar will tip up, and vice versa the other side. It's not. That's the wonderful thing about a commercial gym, is how everything's set up. You can just add weight by yourself. That's how I made this squat rack. So that is perfectly distanced for my bar so that I can add weight on one side without anybody's help. Specifically, I built that for that reason, so that I can load up much heavier plates and stuff without a spotter and without assistance from someone. Other than that, we've got basic stuff. We've got a yoga mat for stretching, my seat for sitting, an easy bar, and another bar. This bar weighs 2 kilos. I think that easy bar weighs a couple of kilos. And then, yeah, we've just got loads of tiny little weights, couple dumbbells, on a bag of stuff. So I've got resistance bands, weightlifting belt. But quite frankly, I wish I never bought that weightlifting belt, if I'm going to be brutal with you, because I've never used it. I bought it for doing deadlifts with when I was actually deadlifting quite a lot. I was, at the time I got it, I was deadlifting about 150 kilos, which was quite nice. However, then I had my accident and I had different problems, so I've never been able to use it, unfortunately. But other than that, so I've got 2 benches as well. I've got an incline bench, which is always set up for incline bench. I never use it because it was second hand and it was broken when I bought it. And so it's not held up properly. So that just goes down, unfortunately. There used to be like a bar that you put under there and it supports it, but I never got it, so. And then this bench is a dip bar, and it's got variable height and it just comes out. That bench is more comfortable than that bench, which is why I bought it. But I think that was like 25 quid. I think I got that for a tenner. So really basic. And that black bar you just saw, this is like a 1 kilo bar. It's nothing. It's more of a beating stick than it is a bar. I've also broken bars as well. So I had another bar like this, which was just a couple of kilos. And I ended up actually snapping it in half because I overloaded it. So that's one thing you've got to be really careful of in a home gym, is make sure you don't break anything, because it's quite easy to do that. So yeah, keep it really simple, guys. It is, I think, in my personal opinion, it is that simple. You know, to build the muscle you want to do, it all comes from within. It all comes from within. It all comes from up here, to be able to actually put the hard work in and the fork down. But yeah, that's Mind and Body Physical Fitness. Very simple, very easy. If you want to be a part of it, please join the team. Other than that, I have a push bike. But that's because I love push bikes. And then I have my stationary push bike as well. But that was that second hand or a gift? It wasn't really anything, was it? It was just free. So yeah, I have my push bike as well. Obviously, I go out push bikes a lot because I like the outdoors. I like the wilderness. But yeah. Oh, I'm going to sit in my chair. Very simple, very easy, you know. I have my bands. Primarily, that's all you need. Body weight, and you just need some basic parallettes, which again, I'll show you next week in the outside fitness training. Yeah, super simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. It is very simple. So I encompass all the different kinds of training that you would want to do. I tailor programs specifically for you, and I tailor nutritional programs specifically for you, personalized client. And it depends on your personal circumstance. You know, if you, like I said, I will be brutally honest with you. You know, if you come to me at 165 pounds and say, I've never set foot in a gym before, I want to build 10 pounds of muscle in the year, I'll be like, that is reasonable. I would say we could do that as a team. It all depends. It massively all depends. But everything that I do is tailored for you to get you in the best physical and mental state of your entire life. So, you know, I come from a point of experience with being through very traumatic experiences myself, having to deal with muscle recovery injuries myself, having to deal with mental problems myself as well. So I feel like I'm in a very good position to be able to give you advice in what to do and how to deal with any physical fitness issues that arise. Yeah, you get complete and utter contact with me 24/7 whenever you need it. Wherever I am around the world, I'll always be able to help you in your personal circumstance. I might not be able to reply to you straight away, but as soon as I wake up, I will definitely be replying. It's all about enjoyment and teamwork, and that's what I want to help you with, is finding enjoyment in fitness. Most people think fitness is so daunting and so horrible, and I want to get that stereotype and knock it out the park. I don't want that anymore. Fitness isn't scary, it's not hard. It should be fun and exciting and interesting, and that's what I want to show you guys, because it is fun, it is interesting, and it's basic as well. You don't have to spend hundreds of pounds on, you know, special outfits to go to the gym and special gym clothes and expensive gym membership. Motivation to do it yourself. That's mind and body fitness inside of a gym. That's a lot of my personal opinions on what I do and don't like, what I think are beneficial and what's not beneficial for you personally, and some of the pros and cons of training in a gym and training at home. I will show you. So I told you a lot of cons today about commercial gyms and stuff. Tomorrow, or next week, I will be showing you a lot of the pros with training outside, because there is very, very beneficial. You can't go outside and train if it's raining. So you have to, you know, that's obviously a massive backdraw with training outside and at home, rather than training in a gym. But other than that, I hope you took something away from this, guys. If you did, please give it a like and a share and a follow, and I shall see you all next week.